Hello and welcome to the show. I'm Roger Wakefield, lead AP, the expert plumber, coming to you on YouTube. And we're also on Facebook. Today we're talking about how to 10x your business, how to 10x your trades business, your plumbing company. And this is a big deal because a lot of people that get in the trades, number one, they never have an idea of what they want their end game to be. What do they want to do when they're done? And we're going to talk about that because if you can 10x your business, you can make an exit plan that is really fantastic. You can actually create an exit plan to where you can walk away and retire. Now, most people in the trades do not have a retirement plan, not at all. So first of all, if you can hear me, do me a favor and let me know. Say, yes, we hear you loud and clear, whatever it is. I'm going to jump over into the chat real quick. And you know, I guess if you can hear me, can you also see me? Tristan Mann, how are you? Hype, me too. Happy to be here. Oh, look, Roger's in here. I love that. Sean Strong, one of my favorite people. Happy Saturday, crew. How you doing? And yes, we are getting ready to go. Sean G. Strong in the house. Brandon the plumber, Phoenix, Arizona is here. And Trevor Franco says, I thoroughly enjoy watching your videos, sir. Now, how you like to see? Look, I hadn't even got my hind yet. But I do. I want to talk about how to 10x your business. And I want you to think about this. If you are starting a trades business, do you come in with a plan? Do you start with a plan that tells you what you want to do, how you want to grow? And it may be getting coaches, it may be getting consultants, but it is literally sitting down and coming up with your plan before you start. Because here's what I did. I literally walked out of a plumbing job on Friday, started my own company on Monday. Now, I had already been thinking about it, so I already had my name, already knew what I wanted to do. I may have even already had insurance, but literally, I did it so unprepared. I just walked in and didn't really walk in. My phone rang midday Monday after I walked out of a plumbing job on Friday. My phone rang, and it was somebody that I had done plumbing work with in the past. And they called and said, hey, look, we had a gas line problem last night. Our house got hit by lightning. We've got a leak in the attic. The fire department turned it off at midnight. So then we called the gas company first thing this morning. They came and locked it off. I know you're busy, but what can you do? Well, you know what? I got out there. I took care of them. And that's really when my plumbing company started. After that, I started getting out and talking about 10x growing your business. There's a couple of different things you can do. Number one is get out and network. And what I did in the beginning, you're not very busy, so you've got plenty of time and not a lot of money. So I started getting out networking. I would go to real estate companies' offices and say, look, can I come in and teach your real estate agents about sewer water tests, about plumbing repairs, about what really needs to be done, what you need to look for and stuff like that. Now, they always wanted to know, well, you know, why do we want to bring you in? Aren't you just trying to sell you? And I'm like, no, I want to teach your people. And when I came in, I would not sell them. Just like when I make videos, unless it's a sponsored video, I never sell anything. If it is a sponsored video, I'll tell you what I like about a product, but I don't sell anything. So the neat thing about it is you need to know in the beginning what you're going to do, and getting out networking is one big thing because there's not a lot of people that do it, not a lot of tradespeople. I was able to walk into a networking group. I still remember the first night I went. I walked in, started networking, and went with my ex-wife and said, look, you go your way, I'm going mine. We're not here to date, we're here to work. And when we left 2 hours later, she says, oh my gosh, every time I looked up, you're standing here talking, waving your hands, which, probably normal for me. But everybody'd come up and they'd see my shirt that said Texas Green Plumbing at the time. And they'd come up and they'd say, so you're a plumber? And I'm like, oh my God, no, really, I'm a drug dealer. I just wear this shirt to confuse the cops. And they'd start laughing. And then we start talking about plumbing. They'd want to tell me their problems they had had in the past, how they fixed it, how much they got charged, a lot of different things. But what happened is that I just started talking about plumbing, and they got to know me. They got to know me, they got to talk to me, and they started really like, hey, how do I get in touch with you? I'm like, look, here's the deal. You can call my office. You can find me on LinkedIn. I don't even carry cards around. Here's the name of the company. And I promise you, it worked, and it worked very well. The next thing that I had to do is, how do I differentiate myself? So we're talking about how to 10x your trades business. So what I did is, whenever I first started doing plumbing for myself, we knew we wanted to specialize in slab leaks and leak detection because all the other plumbing companies were outsourcing that. So we started doing research. We found the best equipment. Now we've actually invested in the best equipment. But my thing is, what can you do to be different? What can you do to separate yourself from every other plumbing company out there? If you want to 10x your business, you've got to do more than the others. And it's not always just charge more. It's not always undercharge and work more. Sometimes it's picking a specialty that most of them don't do and getting really, really good at it. Sometimes it's just learning how to communicate with your customers better. So the opportunity is there. 10xing your business is not hard to do, but I really think you've got to think about this from the very beginning. How do you go in and make your business better? How do you separate yourself from everybody else? And that's really what I want to talk about today. So let's jump back in here. Got Phoenix, Arizona in the house. I love that. Colin the plumber, good to see you in here. Man, got to hang out with Colin. And Colin, I've been seeing a lot of your posts lately. And man, look, I love what you're doing. The cool thing is, got to hang out with Colin. Let me see, Colin, where did we hang out? We hung out in Indianapolis. So in the last 4 weeks, I spent a week in Vegas at KBiz and IBS, spent a week in Atlanta at AHR, then came home for a week, did laundry, shot a ton of videos, and then went to Indianapolis for a week for WET. Now I'm back home. Now, actually, next Saturday, not this Saturday, but next Saturday, I won't be here because I will be in Los Angeles at Flow, PHCC. So, man, we're having some fun, but we're getting out to the shows, getting to hang out with people like Colin the plumber. If you hadn't followed him, follow him. Click on it, subscribe, ring the bell, doing cool stuff. Cody Lemmy says, not an owner, but enjoy the intro from Phoenix, Arizona. We hear you. I love it. And Cody, let me ask you this. You say you're not an owner. Do you plan on owning your own company one day? Because if so, this is stuff that really, man, we all need to learn. We all need to hear. We all need to listen to, because nobody taught me this stuff. I literally got out and I kept thinking, look, what can I do to make my phone ring? Think about that. As a new plumbing company owner, that is our biggest concern. What can I do to make my phone ring? And if you think it's not, let me tell you where those conversations come up is midnight when you're laying in bed and you can't sleep. Maybe even your spouse can't sleep. And you're laying there and you're thinking, how do I feed the 6 people that work for me and their families? And you're like, look, I'm trying to feed about 20 people right now. How do I make the phone ring? And if you can learn to do that, then you can learn to 10x your business. And if you can do things where you're teaching people new things like slab leaks, leak detection, pipelining, anything at all that is completely different or out of the norm, man, people are going to love it. So it's a great way to grow your business. Look at what you can do different and better than everybody else. Trevor Franco says, I hear you, Sean Strong. Thank you very much. Jordan Sell says the video and sound are good. Jacob Bowen back in the house says, Roger, good to see you. Going to be replacing my 45-year-old toilet with a 1.28 gallon. I love it. I have my Budweiser beer in hand, so I'm going to go and sip my beer and have fun. Sounds like a great day. Gary the Water Guy says, I've been fortunate to grow my water filtration business over 10x. Curious to see what you suggest. I found thinking outside the box and incredible customer service the key for me. Gary, and I love that. I really do. Thinking outside the box is what got me into slab leaks and leak detection. When I first started my company, one of my best friends, one that actually helped get me into plumbing, owned his own company. And it's really funny because the words he told me, he says, don't ever work for real estate agents. They're a pain. They are a pain. They're needy. They want things done a certain way and yada, yada, yada. And I walked out from that meeting thinking, I want to work for real estate agents. They're needy. I can charge more for that. They know exactly what they want. They're picky. Okay, you tell me what you want. I'll tell you if I can do it and how much it's going to cost. But I will tell you this. I started telling real estate agents from the very beginning, I don't work for you. I work for your customer. But I will take better care of your client than you do. And it always struck them as funny, but I made that my goal, because if I can treat them so good that they are calling their real estate agent saying, oh my gosh, this guy's fantastic. I had a painter that referred me out a lot. And he called me one day and he says, Roger, what are you doing? I said, what do you mean? He said, what are you doing? He said, I have referred you out to 4 people. 3 of them have called me up and said, I love my plumber. I love Roger. And we started doing that. We've got a lot of stuff branded that says, I love my plumber. I don't know if y'all see my old Yetis, the big one. It's got our Texas Green Plumbing logo on one side. On the other side, it says, I love my plumber. So, Gary, that is stuff that you can do. Customer service, incredible customer service. You're right. It works. The neat thing about it is, the way I put it, telling real estate agents, I will take better care of your clients than you do. It made them think, wow, okay, I want to see this. Saluvis, how are you doing? I'm doing fantastic. How about yourself? That still says excellent videos. Not sure who you're talking about, but I hope you watch mine and tell me if they're any good. Paul Fultz, yeah, man, we got about, how many we got over here? We got about 45 people over here. Man, we're well over 50. Tell me where you're from and what you do. So Paul, I see you're from Pennsylvania, but what do you do? Are you in plumbing? Are you in the trades? Are you a doctor? Man, what do you do? Matthew Warnick, how are you? Glad you can hear me. Christian says, glad to be here. Man, we are glad that you are here. Another moderator of mine, Mr. Colton Casada, and I want to make sure, I don't see it over here. Yes, got him set up as a moderator. I think I got him, Colton, Sean, Randy as moderators. Here's another one y'all need to go check out. Insane McLean, number 1, welcome. Happy Saturday morning. Hope you're doing good. Nick must be finishing up. But the cool thing is, I'm glad you jumped over here. Guys, this is another YouTube channel to go check out. And like Sean Strong, go check him out on Instagram, boom_the plumber. Matter of fact, if you're on social media, Colin the plumber, if you're still in here, if you're on social media, do me a favor, put your tag in here. Who are you? Where are you at? And the reason being, man, there's a lot of amazing people in the trades doing social media. I was lucky enough, like I said, over the last 4 weeks to get to meet a lot of them. There's a lot of good people going out to Flow it's outside, I think it's Pomona, California, something like that, outside of LA. So me and Randy, in here is Henry, are going out to, God, I want to get this right. We're flying out to LA next Friday. Actually, we're flying to San Diego, driving to LA because I've got a conference to be in San Diego. So literally, I leave Friday, and I don't come back till like a week from Sunday. So I'll be out of town. What is that? 12, 13 days? Going to be a long time. But go check out Insane McLean. Brother, thank you for being here. Sean Strong says Colton's running the show and making the boss look good. Man, it takes more than Colton to make me look good. That's why Randy has to come in and help too. Zachary Wallace is actually working now, doing a finish in a house for a side job. I'm going to be listening. Thank you very much. Zachary Wanta, thank you. Frank Mole says, Illinois licensed plumber in the trade 3 years. New business owner since 2019. So I like this. Frank says in the trade for 3 years. It's 23, been a business owner since 19. And I'm oh, there you go. Now I see it. I was fixing to say, man, the math, I know I'm a plumber and I'm not great at math, which actually I am pretty good. But I thought, I can't make that math work. There's the answer right there. Frank, good to see you in here. Yeah, see, look at Sean. That math ain't mathing. Y'all look at it back whenever we go back in the shop. It says I've got a sign that says learning is important, but plumbing is importanter. It's one of my favorites. Good to see you in here, brother. Rapsy Stamachu. I know I mess this up every time. Rap TZ. Raps. I'm just going to call you Raps. Stematescu. I hope I got that right. There you go. You call me Vlad. Man, see, I should have read the message. I'm just calling you Raps or whatever I'm going to do. And you're right. Vlad is easier. Thank you so much. And Jacob says hello. And Christian says, I started out changing water meters for a small third-party company in Southeast Texas. Finally decided to go on. Number one, Christian, I love that because, look, we all want to get in a certain way. And we think, I had somebody in here last week say, look, I've been a maintenance man in an apartment for a long time. Can I get credit for that? And unfortunately, you can't. But here's what I tell you is, if you're doing something, like you said, changing out water meters, man, you're dealing with this like, look, I'm messing with copper, I'm messing with the washers and the fittings and the meters and the valves. And it's like, look, man, get a license. If you enjoy it, you are going to love plumbing. And there is a short link to the Discord group. Y'all go check that out over there. And I'm trying to see what the poll is. I see a yes and no. Whoa. Are you guys drinking today? I don't know why they would put anything like that in here, except for the fact that it is called Sipping Saturdays. And we will be going out. I need a drink right now. This is unsweet iced tea right now. We will be going out there. I will open up the safe today. If y'all haven't seen it, man, I've got the Remington safe. I love it. Full of bourbon and tequila. Now, there are a few guns in there too, but it is what it is. There's the link to the subreddit group right there. I love going over the subreddit and seeing what you guys post. I got to tell y'all that. We are literally, we're always looking for new video ideas, new stuff to do. And man, the stuff we've been working on is fantastic. So it's good stuff. Sean Strong, ready for the weekend, boy. It sounds like it. Michael Jacques says, what's the best way to start a small service company? Well, first of all, and look, I love this idea. Because we all start and we don't even know, what do we want to do? Do we want to be big? Do we want to be little? Do we want to have 50 trucks? Do we want to have one truck? And I always recommend to everybody, look, have a game plan in the beginning. Know what you want to do. Know what your long-term goal is. Know what your exit plan is. Now, it may change, and that's cool. But think about it coming in. So I like this. To me, the best way to start a small service company is start looking at acquiring a truck, a van, something like that. Start slowly stocking it. Start building relationships with vendors. Ferguson, I had a relationship with Ferguson before I ever opened my company. So when it came time for me to need a supplier that I'm like, look, I need credit, I need this. I already knew a lot of the people there, so it was easy to do. So start looking at stuff like that. I promise you, it'll make it amazing. But start figuring out what your name is going to be. Start securing those social media domains. Start securing the websites. Maybe get a phone number. Maybe start doing business cards. There's a whole lot to do. That's why we created the course. Or I say created. We've outlined it. We're putting it together. But it is how to start your own company. It's what it's all about. We started out with Rich. Then the next one is, make sure I get all this right. Rich, gain, boss is becoming a boss, starting your own company, and then grow. So, man, we're looking good. Now, Sean G. Strong putting those same links in there, guys. Make sure y'all go over there and jump in. Okay, so Thomas Sands from Newcastle, Delaware. Hoping I got that right. Ready for the weekend. No better way than start it with me, man. I like that. Thank you. Got Ocean, Indiana. I was in Indianapolis. Had a great time. Actually, man, it's kind of nice up there. I really did. I enjoyed Indianapolis. Kajakis, good morning to you. Zachary says, Roger, since you're a green plumber, do you use the Atmo water sizing at all? It depends on where you're working. Is it a UPC code or is it an IPC code? You've got to know where you're working because you got to look at the different ones. But yeah, I grew up looking at the UPC code book, so I'm very familiar with that. Sean Strong says, Jacob, yes, starting the day with Roger and later going to play cards. Have some drinks. Going to be a good day. Good for you. FYD Productions, man, we are actually barbecuing chicken today. And this is a new one for me. And I want to warn y'all. It may not come out perfect, and I'm not even worried about that. I learned to cook on a grill about like we're cooking on today. 55-gallon barrel. There's a farmer down the street that take barrels, clean them, soak them, cut them up, build a grill out of them, and everybody in the neighborhood bought them. So that's what I learned to cook on, a grill about like what we're on. And one of the very first things I learned to cook was barbecue chicken. So we're going to see how I do today. It's been about 45, 50 years. So it will be very entertaining to see how that turns out today. I know. What's for lunch? Sean, brother, that's the first thing I thought because I didn't eat breakfast today. So I'm like, God, what is for lunch today? LBK, I am doing fantastic. How about you? Anime Boy, last name Wakefield, good for you. Supposedly, we are probably related then. I remember my dad telling me before he passed away that there were, out of the 3 boats that came over, there was only one Wakefield. So supposedly all the Wakefields are related somehow, some way. Jacob's beer ready. Jacob, you're going to love the video that we actually finished shooting it yesterday. If Randy or Colton are in here and can tell you when it's going up, man, it's good. We made shot glasses and jiggers and steins and a beer bong. And I got to tell you, it's pretty funny. Sean Strong says, Anime Boy, great. Bet you're super handsome too. Just what we need. Another talented and handsome Wakefield. Man, what can I say? Hope you got a beautiful stash. Love it. Christian says, valuable. Absolutely. Jacob says, Roger, I don't drink Bud Light beer. Can't stand the taste of it. Budweiser's the only one he can drink. And see, I like Coors Light. I don't like Budweiser products. When I was young, I tried drinking it. It gave me a headache. Another one to hook up with and follow, guys. Look, Eric G is in the house. My brother, Eric Grandson. How are you, sir? Great getting to see you. Eric, do you do Flow? Don't know if you heard a while ago. I will be at Flow, not this Saturday, but next Saturday. Looking forward to having some fun. Baby Z says, love from Chicago. Handyman remodeler. Good for you. Trevor Franco says, new construction plumber for Kimball Mechanical Systems in Northwest Arkansas, Southwest Missouri. Trevor, man, congratulations. Look, Trevor, how long have you been? If you're a plumber, if you put in here that you are a plumber or in the plumbing field or even in the trades at all, how long have you been in the trade you're in? And I love that because, look, I'm not the only one with answers here. Sean is phenomenal. Great plumber. We talk about what he does, the way he sees things. Checking out stuff in the subreddit and Discord. It's like, man, you can go in there and get free advice, guys. And Sean and some other people in there are doing a fantastic job at it. Edwin Alexi Gonzalez says, I'm from Arizona, commercial plumbing service tech. I like that. Vlad says, yes, sir. Jacob says, Roger, you know me. I'm from North Carolina. Going to be 66 degrees today. Love your videos. You're a plumbing legend. I think you're talking about Sean. Vlad says, I'm here every time I can jump on. Taste of Bag says, love your vids and helpful info. Thank you. Guys, here's the deal. Look, I get to do this. It is a blessing to me to be able to get to do what I do. And I get to do it because of people like y'all. I get people that get in here that watch, and man, it is so fun. There you go. Sean says, boom, _ the plumber. Guys, if you're on social media, and like I said, Colin, if you're still in here, Eric G, if you didn't hear it, man, put your social media handles where you at. Literally, guys, jump out and follow these people. There are some amazing people. Look at this. Joseph Lefevre is in the house. Roger Joseph with Valor Plumbing from Vermont. Good to see you again. Hope everything is going well. Yeah, well, sure did work with me. I remember it. There you go. Vlad says, smash that like button. Look, if you like what you're hearing, yeah, we've got probably 60, 70 people in here between the two of them. Yeah, if you like what you're hearing, give us a thumbs up. If you don't like it, hit the thumb down, but hit it twice. That way it goes away. I'm joking. Mike, man, I love this. Mike Jr., I don't know if you heard, I am going to flow. So hopefully I will see you there. Frank Mole, yeah, I know the fat finger thing, brother. Jacob says, watching a video where you read plumbing reviews on Yelp. People, please do your best, because if you do your best, have a good reputation. That's what it's all about. Taste of Bag says, as a plumbing business owner, 3 years, still find it difficult to charge what I know I should. Do excellent work, but afraid to shock the homer with my price and lose that customer. Okay, so Taste of Bag, I love this, because this, again, is part of 10Xing your business. What you've got to do is learn to sell the value. And my thing is, and I've learned this so many times, learn to communicate with the customers. Learn to talk to them about why you do what you do. What are you all about? Look, we do things right each and every time. We don't take shortcuts. There may be people out there cheaper than us, but only they know what they're leaving out. Are they using cheaper product, cheaper labor, cheaper tools? I don't know. But I know what it costs us to do this job and do it right. And this is what it is. And man, if you feel like you need to find it for somewhere else, that's up to you. Charge what you're worth. Most plumbing companies everywhere right now need to increase their price 20%. You may lose 20% of your customers, but you're going to be doing the same amount of money and doing less work. Now you can get even better. So, cheap tip of the day. Matt McDonough, how you doing? This is Mr. Miyagi of Plumbing. What is up? Number one, welcome here on a Saturday morning. We're almost to the point where I'm fixing to have to go out there and light the grill, open up the safe, pull out a bottle of bourbon. Okay, this is unsweet iced tea. I'm just seeing if I've got extra ice cubes in here. So we're looking good. Frank Mull says, taste or know your worth. You don't want to be the cheapest, but the best. And man, I love that. Yeah, Taste of Bag, he's talking to you. And it's the same thing I said. I mean, think about that. You've got to know your value. And my thing is, if you slow down and do things better, more precise, communicate more with the customer, spend more time protecting the customer's house, once you sell the job, it's a presentation. Really, to be honest, the presentation starts before you sell it. When you're there looking, when you're there going through everything, when you're there asking questions, ask questions the other plumbing companies aren't. When they say, well, the other guys didn't ask me that. Say, really? Because that's really important. Be honest with people. It's huge. Thanks, Frank. Zachary Wanta says Wisconsin code here. The state just gave Atmo water sizing an alternative approval. Cannot believe how much smaller pipes we're able to use in multifamily units. Really makes Hunter look bad. Here's what I'd say. There's one thing I want you to think about, Zachary. When you're doing code, and I haven't looked at a real code book lately. I play with the study guide all the time. But my thought is, does it have you oversized PEX pipe? Because PEX B, every time you put in that fitting, you're putting in a flow restriction. So just asking. Frank Moss says, give options. Let them choose good, better, or best. They won't be shocked if they make the choice. And you sell the value of each. You know, good is this long. It's a line or two. Hey, this is a Band-Aid. Better is longer. It's got more things. Hey, we're taking this out. We're changing this. We're going to replace it just like it was and make it amazing. Best is, hey, look, we're going to upgrade this to modern current technology. It's going to do above and beyond what yours did originally, and even if we repair it. And look, there's a price difference at each one. It's up to you which way you want to go. Good, better, or best. And there's some people like me, and I've spoken at conferences. Matter of fact, Mike Jr.'s in here. I spoke at PHCC West last year, and when I did, I was on a panel, and the attorney next to me, a social media, I believe, attorney in the trades or with the trades. And he says, guys, look, I'm that guy. Bring me the best option. Give me options, but tell me what the best one is. That's what I want. I already know this. That's the kind of person I am. So guys, think about that and look at it that way as you go in. Martin says, how do I make a strong transition between being a startup to a strong industrial engineering firm? You've got to build that reputation. If you're going to be a strong engineer, start looking at those jobs. What can you do better? What can you learn more? What can you talk about? I started making social media posts, videos, and things like that about slab leaks and leak detection. I started telling real estate agents, look, Trek is wrong. It's not called a hydrostatic test. It's called a sewer water test, and you better do it on every house you buy. We went out yesterday to look at, I'm trying to buy some land to build a training center. We went out and looked at it yesterday, and man, we really didn't get to do sewer water tests because it was full of water. So we know it's broke, bellied, backfalled, and it has sewer flies in it. So we know it's not good. Yeah, Eric, it's just northeast. I think it's Pomona, California, something like that. Just northeast of LA. We fly on Friday. We'll be there Saturday. Then we head back to San Diego for a social media conference. The old otter says, what information would you give someone that wants to start a trade a little older in life? 28 years old, not that old, but have a service disadvantage to the young guys starting fresh out of high school. I don't know that you've got a severe disadvantage. Number one, you're going to be calmer. You're going to think more. You're hopefully you've developed some kind of a work ethic, and you're going to show up and do the right thing. Hopefully. Colton says, if you want to see the crew drink out of a beer pong, the video is going to be out March the 16th. Man, I got to tell y'all need to see it. It's pretty good. Taste a bag, 23 years in plumbing, 3 is a business owner. I love it. And yeah, Frank says that's not old. Guys, look at the post. Look at the names in there where everybody is. I am going to leave this post right here. I'm going to head back out into the shop so I can go ahead and light the grill. We need to get that going. And then I'm going to maybe open a safe and have a drink. I mean, just because 69% of y'all aren't, means 31% of you are. I'm not saying I'm going to, but all right, so I'm going to head out back. I have my iPad, got my microphone on. Things look good. So, gentlemen, I'll see y'all out in the shop. Oh, I didn't change cameras. That's okay. Go ahead. Hit the camera, Colton. Oh, it feels nice out here today. How is everybody doing? I'm going to shut this door. Got it? All right. So we have got a little barbecue sauce, my brush, get a bag to put it on here. Got my kitchen utensils. I'm assuming the chicken's in the fridge since I don't see it out here. Might be over on the table. Got my seasonings out. Man, I love this. Taste of Bags, 23 years in plumbing, 3 is a business owner. How have you grown in Taste of Bag? And I probably won't see it in the live stream right now, but how have you grown? One of the things as a business owner is you need to create a budget. You need to know what's it look like? What's your growth plan look like? So I'm going to turn over here real quick. Oops. those of y'all that have not seen inside the safe, we've got a little bourbon, got a little tequila. I don't know if Randy brought me any new ice today, but I've got some in here. Got a little tea in it, but that don't bother me at all. I can definitely pull some of that out. I like my bourbon chilled. Frank Mole says, Otter, that's not old. Getting into the trade, find a great sponsor that cares about your training and future. And Frank, you call it a sponsor. And maybe that's what they used to call it, getting in the union around here. I'm not sure. But that's what a lot of people, you have to find somebody to help you get into the union or do different things like that. The way it was for me when I started out, I called a plumber, someone that I knew was a plumber, and asked him, can you help me get a job where you're at? And he's like, absolutely. So he did. It worked out really, really good. All right, what I'm going to do real quick, I'm going to take a sip of tea. Aren't y'all glad I don't sip bourbon like that? I really drink a lot because I need to try to clear it out where I can get some ice out. I'm going to run out here and light the grill. So, Colton, if you'll bring everybody along with me, we're going to come out and fire it up. I see I got seasonings and stuff out here. Got some charcoal in here, so we are looking good. I'm pretty sure that Randy probably already soaked it down. Always like coming in and putting a little bit more on. That way I know I don't have to mess with it. Just light it up and make it go. Man, we're looking for sponsors. So, you know, the griddles, the big ones, talking to one of those companies. We're looking for a pellet smoker and looking for a ceramic grill. A lot of times at home, I will cook on a grill, a smoker, and a real wood smoker all at the same time. That didn't take long. All right, so as you see, got a little fire going, getting kind of warm. I like that. I'm going to let that go for a little bit, and then I'll come back and move things around. Roger, even my parakeet bird, Billy, likes you because Billy's doing flips around his swing. Billy, how are you doing? Oh, look here. See the magic drawer. I don't know if y'all noticed that. In my videos, I open the drawer and stuff is just there. Man, you got to love it because now all of a sudden there's chicken there. Got a pan to put it in. Have some kitchen utensils. I'll set some of them over here too. Have a fork. Now I know this is normally to eat with, but I am thinking I can also use it to steal some ice cubes. You know, a little bit of tea on it ain't gonna bother me at all. I'm from Texas. All right, I'm gonna set that out of the way. So let's see, Eric G's. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. So follow me on Facebook. Go back to that real quick. Follow me on Facebook, Around the House Podcast. Guys, look, I met Eric G at KBiz. God, Eric, has it been 2 years ago now? And man, we've stayed in conversation, talk. He came to town. We actually went and met again at KBiz. So I'm telling you, check out what he does. Really, really cool stuff. And I'm going to be on one of his podcasts. There you go. All right. Jacob says, Roger, always wondered, what does LEED AP mean? It's a nationwide certification for basically building green. LEED is Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design. And AP says accredited professional. I had to take a test, and it's a lifelong designation. So it's pretty cool stuff. All right. So I get to pick a bourbon today. You know what I'm going to do? And I don't even know why I'm going to do it. Today, I'm going to do the Crown. And I'm not a Crown guy. So that's kind of funny, I know. But this is the Crown XR, extra rare. I almost did tequila today because I'm really thinking, man, I love the extra añejo, and I've got some good ones down there. But for some reason, I'm thinking this is aged 18 years, Crown Royal, extra rare. Again, talk about sponsors. We're also looking for one of those online liquor store sponsors, because I think it's so cool that I can literally get online and pick up extra rare Crown, pick up amazing Jack Daniels, Garrison Brothers, a lot of the things that you cannot find in stores. Man, some of these online liquor stores have an amazing selection. Okay, I got to tell you, it smells pretty good. I'll tell you what, I'm going to get some more ice in here. Randy, can you come out here and rinse my ice? I just want to make sure that I don't have any tea or anything in it. It's a good thing I put a lot of ice in my iced tea. If you'll go rinse that, sir. How was the beer yesterday?
Wonderful. Ice cold.
Yeah, Randy, look, I love having Randy here. He actually helped build, or actually built. He didn't build it all. Yeah, he did. Don't tell him I said that, though. And you'll see, we glued a lot of it together while we were here. But he cut everything, got it all ready. So he pretty much did build everything. And I'm going to slide a trash can over here. I don't know if it'll fit, but look, it does. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. All right, so back to the Crown. Like I said, that smells really, really good. And this is extra rare. Now, I normally don't. And I say I normally don't. I used to not drink Crown. Then I did for a little while. Look, Crown Royal's good. It's a good bourbon. But I've always been a Jack Daniels guy. And to be honest, I love Jack. And then I found out about Garrison Brothers, Buffalo Trace. Man, I started finding out about some bourbons that I was like, this is pretty good. All right, so my fire burned down. I'll give it another minute. I want to taste the Crown first. Like I said, it's got a really good smell. Oh, that's smooth. That is really smooth. It's got a great flavor, too. I like that. Extra rare blended Canadian whiskey, 18 years old, 80 proof, so it's not super strong. Our rarest blend, patiently aged to perfection for no less than 18 years. Gotta love it. And if I drive to Vermont, I can get 15 cents for the bottle. Love it. Jacob says, what advice would you give someone who wanted to start their own business in the trades? Number one, do what we're talking about. You know, I make videos about getting into the trades, becoming the best tradesman, starting your own business, and then 10Xing it, learning to network and use social media to grow your business. Do the things we talk about. Talked about customer service being key a while ago. If you do things that other companies won't do, I remember being in a network event one day, and the actual owner, who's now one of my partners, was there one day. He says, I'm walking through a very nice store here in the Dallas area, which is a high-end department store. He says, I looked up and there's a sign that says, we specialize in customer service. And he said, I thought, isn't that what everybody's supposed to be doing? But everybody doesn't do it. You make customer service your number one thing, and you let everybody know that you're always going to do the right thing, even if you lose money. And I hate to say that, but sometimes your guys may do something wrong. You definitely need a sharper knife. Your guys, put it this way, you're going to do something wrong. Whether it's you, your team, somebody's going to. And here's the thing. You've got, as the company owner, you've always got to do the right thing. And if you start out with that mindset, I used to tell my guys, every house you walk in, pretend it's your mother or your grandmother. And you'll always do everything right. And another great way that I heard it, I went to speak at a real estate event one day, and the head broker had his father there, and his father was a wealth management person. And he told everybody there, he said, look, he said, every customer you meet, fall in love with them. Because if you fall in love with them, you'll always do the right thing. So I tell you, you want to open a company, you keep things like that in mind as you do it, you'll be phenomenal. Tony Thompson says, just want to say I'm about to start my plumbing career soon. Super glad I found your channel. Thank you for the informative videos. Number one, you're welcome. Everybody who's here should really just put this channel on, watch it around the clock, 24 hours a day, 366 days a year. That's more than normal. Anyway, look, Tony, congratulations on getting in the trades, finding the channel. Watch, listen, and learn. And man, that's the best advice I can tell you. Working to the bone, says Roger is one of the greatest plumbers. Look, my thing is, and I don't think I'm great. I think I just believe in doing the right thing. And it works. It works really well. I'm going to go grab my seasonings real quick. I'll be right back because I'm not sure which one I'm going to use today. Man, I'm not going to use the Ghost Rub because I do that all the time. I know that we do have chicken seasoning in here. Matter of fact, I'll go ahead and pull it out and let y'all see because, I'm kind of careful about what I say on the air. But, I'll make sure that number one, y'all can see the box. And there's the seasoning that comes with it. And I like it because I see you can see it. But Hardcore Carnivore, I think I'm going to use Hardcore Carnivore Red today and my chicken seasoning. So I think there's what we're going to go. I love Hardcore Carnivore. I love, what is their brand? A division of Disparity Ranch. All of us here at Big Cock Ranch know that your family and guests deserves the very best. Me too. What are your options on flat rate versus T&M? My opinion. Number one, I think everybody needs to be getting in the flat rate. It's fair for the customer. And I say that because if I've got the worst mechanic and I send him out on a T&M job, and I've got my best mechanic and send him out on the same T&M job, my best mechanic's going to charge less, but he's doing a better job. It's costing the customer more for my worst one. The job may not be being done right. So I love flat rate pricing, upfront pricing, whatever it is you want to call it. You've got to know how to figure it out and base it. And that's big. Getting it all figured out. Knowing that you're charging the right thing. All right, I'm going to season up my chicken here. So I'm seasoning the chicken up with chicken stuff. Chicken BS, chicken bull sewage. It's funny. I've had these hardcore carnivores up here. I bought some at home. I've used them at home. And the ones I brought up here, I hadn't even opened up yet. All right. So, get a little sprinkle of the red in there. So, what kind of seasonings do you use? If you're number one, if you're cooking beef or chicken or pork or anything like that, do you have your normal go-to? Now, me, I do. I love the ghost pepper seasoning. Y'all have seen me cook with that many, many times, so it's phenomenal. Drake Jr. says, what is your best tip to advertise and get more commercial jobs? Commercial jobs a little bit different. Commercial is more about reputations and building those reputations and relationships with the contractors you're trying to bid. Now, there are some things that you can do. I would not advertise. But what I would do is I would start putting out social media posts about my company and have every employee share it. Think about it. Say I've got 20 employees. Each person has about, I'm going to say 2,000 connections on social media. So that's 8,000 connections. So if I make a good post and I put it out and my team likes it enough to share it, and I tell them, hey, look, I'm going to post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I want y'all to share it, and they share it. Man, some of these people may be connected to the people or even the family members of that commercial project, that commercial company. It's a great way to get your information out in front of other people. And that's what we're all trying to do. All right, I'm going to take one more sip here. So I believe I just got my latest order in from Cask and Cartel. Make sure Cask and Cartel. It was actually, if I'm not mistaken, the Eric Church Single Barrel Select. Love Eric Church. Love Jack Daniels. So I saw that and I'm like, oh my gosh. And then the Jack Daniels Sinatra. Man, that is my favorite. One day I hope they do a Jack Daniels Roger Wakefield. Oh my gosh, that is so smooth. I look for that everywhere. So anybody ever wants to put me on their Christmas list or anything like that, I'm up. So I'm going to go check my fire real quick and be right back. Oh yeah, these puppies are white already. Get my grate down in here. To heat my grate up a little bit. Give that just a minute to get ready. You know, I feel funny walking off with my safe open. Every time I walk back, I'm looking in at my guns, and I'm like, you know, should I shut that thing? Sean Strong, Colton Cameo. You know what? I tried getting Colton Cameo last time. It's like, man, you want to come out for some chicken? And him and Randy messed around in there forever. And I'm like, guys, come on. Let me find my grill, my grate cleaner. I see it, so I will grab that on the way out. I hate to tell y'all, normally this is where the show slows down. I start, sipping bourbon, thinking about grilling. Jacob says, March 16th, the 1-year anniversary, my father passed away. Father passed away last year, but I've moved on from his death. Well, Jacob, man, good luck to you. Get through the day, and hopefully you will be fine. Eric G says he will check into Flow. Mike Jr., I don't know if you're still in here or not. Travis says Colton looks like someone I know. Travis, I think you can probably look in the mirror and think, man, that guy looks very, very familiar, or looks like the guy in the mirror. Frank says, Taste, flat rate is what works best for me. And flat rate pricing, number one, the flat rate pricing, the book, I looked into that before. I got involved with a couple of different management companies or training companies that help trade providers grow and do things. And man, I got to tell you, once I learned how to do that, I love my pricing guide. It was cool. You're able to walk in, and if you use it right, if you literally know how to walk in and show a customer why you do what you do. And that's what the guide's all about. It's not just, let's go to the pricing. It's like, look, here's what we're going to do today. Here's the service that I'm going to provide to you. Here's our warranty. Here's everything. And it looks like a beautiful presentation. People understand, look, you're not the cheapest guy in town. You're trying to be the best. And that's what it's all about. So Frank, I love it. Taste of Bags says, thanks, Frank. I've done both, but many times flat rate has stung me. It's common to run into expected. So there are things in flat rate pricing. I mean, think about this. If you go into flat rate price a water heater change out, and don't get me wrong, there's some things you cannot put a price on. But you go in to change out a water heater, and then you get in there and the valve doesn't shut. To me, you should have already had that new valve in as part of the price. If you're opening up a wall because you think it's a leak, there's always this, hey, look, there's things in this wall that we can't see. We give people that on slab leaks and leak repairs. Hey, look, we've isolated it pretty good. We know where it is, but this leak may be the biggest one and just the easiest one to find. There may be another one that's not showing up and we can't tell yet. So you've got to be able to communicate with them and let them know what you're doing, why you're doing it. But let them know, look, there may be something that we run into, but here's what it looks like right now. If we run into anything else, we will let you know. Y'all like my little bitty rocks glasses? Those are my favorites. All right, all right, all right. Now this is going to be fun because we have a very hot fire. Got it damped down. Try to close the air off a little bit. And I'm going to try to put all the meat around the furthest outside part, not right over the hottest part of the coals. And I know y'all can't see it. Randy Colton, we probably need to look at, is it possible to get a grill cam? And Randy, you might come out here a minute. I think everything's probably okay, but might just be somebody dropping off a bag. See, my trash dumpster's right out here to the side. Some of y'all have seen it before. That's all right. He came in and took off. When he first pulled up, he was looking at the cameras and stuff. So hey, it's nice to have my own security guard here. Donna Sullivan says, dude uses charcoal fluid to light his fire. Okay, Donald, I normally don't. When I'm at home, I don't. I've got one of those fire starters. Fill it with charcoal, put all the paper in there. But you know what? Got bad? Man, we quit subscribing to the paper. So all of a sudden, I didn't have no paper no more. I was burning mail. Then I realized my bills were disappearing. Anyway, here I do. Mark H says, Roger, where did you get those highball glasses? I ordered these online. And look. Well, that's got fluid. I'm sure you can hear it, but. Lead crystal probably lead-free crystal. But here's the deal. I order them from Wilson Sonoma. They're like 15 or 16 ounce glasses. They're not cheap, but oh my gosh, I've got 2 of them at home and 2 of them here. I love them. My hands are not super big, but I love a glass that fills it up. You look at my normal glasses and it's like, yeah, they're okay. Don't get me wrong. I love it. It's got my name on it. My sister gave me this. But to me now, well, when you see my jigger video, you're going to understand this is more like a shot glass to us here in Texas. Probably not a shot glass, but not far from it. But pretty cool stuff. Thank you, sir. All right. I will give it a few minutes. I don't want to turn the chicken just yet. I mean, haven't been on there long, but I do need to check it because my coals are pretty hot. Don't know if y'all can see my Craftsman tongs, my Pampered Chef spatula, which is one of my favorites, and then my black, I think it's, what is it, Brookstone knife and fork set, which works great. But I'm gonna run out here with the spatula and my tongs, check my chicken just to make sure it don't burn. I said check my chicken, not choking nothing. That's pretty good, wasn't it? All right. Looks beautiful. Oh yeah, chicken's starting to drip, so I got to watch it. Fire's going to get a little hot. Man, I think this is going to be good today. I'm telling you, I have not done chicken, at least barbecue chicken like this, in so long. And then I got my neighbors down here on the property down here laughing at me because I'm out here cooking. But Kraft original hot sauce. Can any of y'all tell me what city they manufacture or used to manufacture Kraft barbecue sauce in? I'm just curious. It's been bought out lately, so they may not even do it where I'm thinking anymore. But I was just wondering if any of y'all know, because I'll tell you a story about it. Seth Benson says, man, I enjoy your videos. Seth, thank you. Seth, what do you think about what we're doing right now? When we live stream like this, look, we wanted to create a variety show. So this is how to 10x your trades business. So the first 30 minutes we sat in there in the office, in the main studio, talking about how to do that. Then we came out here, lit the grill. Somehow somebody left the safe open. A bottle of bourbon jumped out in my glass. Can't figure it out. But, you know, what do you think about what we do on Saturdays? Because this is not like our normal plumbing videos. I get it. But, man, I've got a lot of good feedback. So, Seth, since you put that in there, that's what made me think about it. Maybe y'all do me a favor. And I can't see the thumbs up here. We may have 1 million. Oh, Justin Poling. Got it. Garland, Texas. See, that's where I grew up. So literally, you used to be able to drive down Forest Lane. You didn't even have to be on Forest Lane. You could drive by within 5 miles of Kraft, and if your windows were down, you could smell barbecue sauce. It was so good. Justin, very good. Okay, go back up. La Madre. I love that. Number 1, La Madre, the mother. A female master plumber, I think is what it said. Female licensed plumbers. La Madre, where are you located? Love that. Pretty good. A female licensed plumber. That's another one. There's a lady, and if Mike Jr.'s in here, he may know. The female plumber. Met her in Indianapolis. Met a lot of people. Big T was there. George Jr. or George the plumber was there. Omar the plumber's flight got messed up. He didn't make it. Colin the plumber was there. Man, there was a plumbing skater. Nick, man, it was so good. That's why I'm like, I'm going to start going to all these shows. I'm in the middle of writing a book right now. I'm going to start carrying these books to the shows to give out. We gave away stickers, magnets, wristband, keychains, caps, t-shirts. We gave away so much stuff and had a blast meeting all these people. So, Lamadre, thank you for being in here. Sam Bazazi says, greetings, Roger. Been plumbing 6 years now, both in commercial and new residential, multi and single family home apartments. Job since I migrated to the U.S., but interested in going to service with emphasis on drain cleaner. What's your advice? Look, do it. Until you get in it and learn it, and Sean Strong, if he's still in here, will tell you, man, service plumbers are the heroes of the trade. We go out and take care of people each and every day. Hopefully, we're not drinking Crown Extra Rare on the way to and from the job. All right, I'm going to flip this over, put a little bit more seasoning on it. On the other side, yeah, that looks good. What's that song about when smoke gets in your eyes? Ooh. I think my drums are a little closer to the fire. But that's all right. We're looking good. All right. Smoke is definitely getting in my eyes. All right. Got my chicken seasoning on there. Now we're going for some red. Ooh. All right, so yes, my eyes are smoky. My eyeballs are wet. That's what the paper towels are for. Woo. All right. And I'm going to be ready in about 10 minutes to eat, so this is looking good. Jacob says, this might sound like a stupid question, but have you ever been stung by a bee? Boy, I got a story, but yeah, I have. I have been stung by bees, wasps, all kinds of stuff. So yes, indeed. And I'm not telling my story. Jacob says, what was the longest snake you ever pulled out of a sewer? I pulled roots out. I've never actually pulled a snake out. So that's one I haven't got to do yet, which to me is a good thing. I don't like snakes. Don't get me wrong. I'm not. I never decided not to do plumbing because there might be one up under a house, but snakes ain't my favorite thing, but I'm not super afraid of them, I don't guess. Sean Strong says, I think I'm allergic to bees. Never tested it, though. Don't really want to. Good for you. Travis Casada says, bring back the toilet girl. You know what, man? Travis, I got to tell you, that was fun. Those of y'all that hadn't seen it, maybe Colton can put a link in here to it. The first time we cooked out here, I was not going to cook out here without a sponsor. So Randy probably had the amazing idea. Why don't we cook in a toilet? So we had a toilet. We put charcoal down in the bowl, cut a grate to fix the seat, actually put more charcoal in the tank, cut a grate for the top of it. And man, it did real good right until it overheated and started cracking. But I tell you what, we cooked sausages. We cooked jalapeno cheddar sausages out here that day. They were fantastic. So I ain't got no complaint. Such a success the first, and it was. Yeah, go see it if you haven't seen it. I think it's the first Saturday live stream we did out here. Like I said, it was good till everything cracked and started falling apart. But we made it through the show. Sausage tasted great. I don't even know if we had bourbon out here at the time. That may have came later. What do y'all think about my safe? Do y'all like this, or is this? And I'm not asking Sean, I'm asking everybody else. Or is this an overkill? I know Sean's answer. Tazy Bag said, I use my map torch to light my charcoal. You know what? I don't know if you saw me. I got one of those little braziers there. And man, I think that we actually made a video where we soldered with that too. I've got all kinds of crazy stuff around here. We have fun. I promise you. Tazy Bag, we have fun. Sean says, call me Hank Hill because I use propane and propane accessories. Okay, Hank. You're right. You are. I love real wood. And you know, I used to give my brother a hard time over the pellet smokers. And I'm like, dude, really? It's plugged in. It's electric. You're not even cooking. You just turn it on. He's like, yeah, but man, it's amazing. And my birthday always falls around Texas OU Day. So greatness. He brings ribs over. I invite some people over. We're having a little party. And he brings about 6 or 8 racks of ribs over. Now, if I get a pellet smoker out here, guys, I'm going to be coming in early. I may come in the night before to get started. Because I'm telling you, man, that's my jam. A pellet smoker, those ceramic grills, I can cook a steak. Let me get the right one in here. And I'm just telling y'all, but I don't do propane. I don't do gas. Sean, I'm just sorry. I got to be honest with you here. That's really not cooking. New Hampshire and Boston border, La Madre. Man, you are a Northeasterner. I love that. I've actually been up to. Oh, what is it? Albany, New York for a conference. Got to go up to Boston. I've actually been to the Plumbing Museum in Boston. It is amazing. Got to speak at the first annual Union Plumber Service Council meeting there. So I was in Jersey for Piscataway. New York and Boston, had a blast. I'm going to go out here, check my chicken. Notice I didn't say choke. All right, I'll be right back. Might be time for sauce. Should be. All right, so I've got everything turned down low. And I say that, there's really nothing to turn down. But what I've done is, okay, so I'm going to move that further back. Move all these out of the way here, off the heat. And my tongs ain't working very well, so I'm double gripping them. All right, so now I'm kind of getting all the chicken out away from the fire. So now I'm using it more like a convection oven. I want to make sure that everything stays good and hot. Now, I love Kraft barbecue sauce. They used to have a hot and spicy, thick and spicy, something like that. Oh my gosh. I'll tell you what I don't like about cooking right on the grill is I can feel the heat when I'm trying to get close enough to put sauce on everything. And it makes it tough. And I don't have a long brush. So Squirt, maybe that's something that we put on our wish list, is what do we have to do to get a super long brush in here and make this thing happen? Because literally every time I put my hand in there, I can feel it. But I've got everything off the fire, so I'm going to step back in here and get some more sauce in here. And if my face looks red, it's because of the grill. No, not really. Squirt and Colton and me went out yesterday and looked at, I'm looking at a property. So I'm wanting to build a training center where I can teach slab leaks and leak detection. But for those of y'all that don't know, Leak Pro back there is, man, it's a great leak detection equipment. And we're looking to build a training center here in the North Texas area. But we've got one in California, but we just don't want to have to go out to California all the time. So Mason Russin says, I was born and gone, now live in Blue Ridge, Texas. Okay, so I'm very familiar with Blue Ridge. What is the name of the little restaurant downtown? I want to say Grandpappy's or something like that. Just started my plumbing company, Alkaline Plumbing. Watched your content for a while now. Truly appreciate the knowledge. Well, Mason, number one, thank you. Like I said, I am very familiar with Blue Ridge and everything about Blue Ridge. My mother and my sister both used to live there. So I've spent many days up in Blue Ridge. Love riding from Saxe to Blue Ridge, but I don't go up 78. I go the back roads. And matter of fact, I go all the way up the bottom to go eat at Mudbones. So Mason, thank you for being in here. I appreciate that. Jacob says, Ryder, really like to see you do another Will This Flush video. Enjoy those. Well, the good thing is Randy Squirt is in here, in there. He's the one who kind of figures out what we can flush. Guys, I couldn't even hit mute, so sorry about that. All right. Garrett McFarland says, it's awesome you do this in your garage. Man, actually, this is a shop. It's not my garage, but I like that idea because I'm designing that. But this is my shop. We built all this in the back, but you can't see is all the shelves back here that have plumbing equipment, Leak Pro equipment, ladders, trainers, all the things we shoot videos with are over here out of the way. So all this looks good. But Garrett, we do have fun. Dilly Plumbing says, hey, Roger, any book recommends on selling or learning to sell? Man, I get asked this a lot. Finding the right coaches, trainers, and stuff like that. I've had people reach out to. Matter of fact, I met somebody in Indianapolis that runs a selling school. I may reach out to them because I know a couple of plumbers here that are really great at it. I know some of the groups that we're members in are really good at it. But Dilly, look, you're on the right path. You learn to be the best salesman, you will have the best plumbing company. I promise. Wait, I posted that. There's the link. Good. While that's up there, I'm going to go flip my chicken and sauce the other side. So, I like that question about the sales. I'm really lucky because I knew that I wanted to train my guys. So what we did, we joined an organization. It's a nationwide organization that teaches and trains. And it teaches you everything, not just sales. It teaches you how to figure out what your numbers should be, which is super important. It's hard to just say, okay, I want to charge this. You've got to know why you're charging that. And if you don't know why, it makes it hard. You can't walk in and sell value to a customer if you don't believe in it or if you don't understand it. And that's why all this stuff is so important. You have to come up with a philosophy of why you do what you do. Why do you charge what you charge? If you or your plumbers don't believe in it, it's hard to sell. That they may sell it every now and then, but man, if you can make them understand why you're the most expensive plumbing company in town, which to me, that's what everybody should strive to be. Because if you're the most expensive, you know what people think? You're the very best. And if you're the most expensive, you're probably paying your guys the best. You probably have the best equipment. You probably have the best tools. You probably use the best materials. and you're probably training your guys better than anybody else. So there's so many reasons why that just really, if you look at it, it's what it's all about. My hands may be on fire here before I stop. And I'm trying to get in here and make sure I get barbecue sauce on all of it before I come back and pull it off. You know, one thing I talk about in one of my courses is reading the book, The Dip. If you're not trying to be the very best, why not? Because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. If you're not trying to be the best, how can you expect to charge high prices? How can you do stuff like that? And I know my eyeballs are wet again. Oh, it's smoky out there. Give it about 2 minutes. Mason Rawson from Cattleman's Cafe. Absolutely. And I'll tell you what, I love riding my motorcycle up there and having breakfast. Man, good food. Eli McCormick says copper or PEX for new build. I would probably do copper. If I'm going to do PEX, I'm going to do PEX A. If I do PEX B, I'm going to oversize it drastically. Either one, when I loop it through the slab, I want it insulated so it's not, the concrete's not going to cause a problem with it, and I'm not going to have leaks or anything later. I also want to make sure all my lines are in sand so there's no pebbles or anything that can cause leaks. I saw Roger grill on the toilet. Is awesome. Glad that Roger didn't blow up a soon-to-be cracked toilet. Man, it cracked, but not me. Sean says, I'd offer to go down there and make some burgers. I'll brag a bit and say some people have told me they're the best they've ever had. I love that. Put cheese in the patty and you can't have cheese. Well, you know what, Sean, look, I eat cheese every day, even though I shouldn't. Here's what I will say, though. It's really good because I used to do stuffed burgers. I'd put cheese, jalapenos, mushrooms, all that inside. And it's funny because when Randy was asking me what to cook today, I thought whenever we get a really good grill here, I'm going to do stuffed burgers. And man, I got to tell you, they are phenomenal. And I'll give that about 2 more minutes and then I'll go pull everything. Matt McDonough says, I'd love to see you see you teach. You probably wouldn't. Man, when I'm a teacher in a class, I'm tough. I don't want guys to have their phones out. I don't want them BSing. I don't want them laying their heads down on the table and going to sleep. I take it serious. And that's probably why probably why I got booted from being a teacher in a union. I got into it with a student. He wanted to sleep. And they told me, well, you got to be nice to him. I said, no, I don't. He either has to come to my class to learn or I don't want him in there. So I said, okay. So I wouldn't let him in there, but that was my last semester to teach. But, Local 100 in Dallas, I'm going to call it should be called Local 50 because they're like half a union. Jacob Bowen, maybe you should grow a beard. A beard would look cool on you. I used to have one. I do that, but this is so unique, and this is really me, so I love it. All right. Randy Colton, I know we got about 5 more minutes. If y'all want to go ahead and come out here, I'm going to go pull this. If y'all don't want to come out here, that's good too. You don't have to. Somebody did ask for a cameo, though. So, see what we got. All right. Man. This just looks good. All right, so at this point, Go ahead and open everything up. Yep. I dropped the screw, Randy, just so you know. Barbecue chicken, Texas style. That's how to 10x your business, barbecue. Samson Roy, man, you were right. Bad thing is I'm out here barbecuing, nobody comes by. It's just me. My guys are in there, so they're busy. Now I might have to sample it just a little bit. I'm gonna take the thickest thigh, and I'm gonna have to use a knife because I don't want to. Now, I know you don't eat chicken with a knife and fork. I get it. But what I'm wanting to do, man, cut that open. The barbecue smells good. It looks like it cooked through really, really well. Oh, now they're coming out. See, I started cutting into the meat. They're like, okay, maybe we will come out. Oh. See, now we're getting another view. And I can probably prop that up there for a little bit. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and take the first bite here just to see. Got a good flavor. This is the part of the show where everybody normally gets frustrated because I pretty much quit talking. Barbecue is good though. I like that. The amazing Kel L in the house says, I want to wish my sister a happy birthday in South Florida. Kel, what part of Florida is she in? I tell you what, over the last couple of years, I have been in Key West, Miami 2 or 3 times, Fort Lauderdale 2 or 3 times. There's one more up around in there. I've been in Tampa and Sarasota. So, man, I feel like I've been in Florida a lot. Good stuff. Jacob says, Roger, what is your favorite candy? Candy corn, Halloween time. Probably the Heath chocolate bars, the toffee and chocolate bars the rest of the time. Sean says, cheese and rice. That chicken looks good. It doesn't look too bad, does it? Overcooked a little bit. And I say that overcooked on the outside a little bit because the coals were really, really hot. That's why I want to get a pellet smoker. But hopefully I get a sponsor, not just me buying one. Told y'all the soccer goes down a lot. Jacob, good to have you in here, brother. Thank you very much. Appreciate you showing up, drinking a beer with us, and hanging out. All right. Mr. Sean Strong, thank you for being here, brother. Great to have you here as a moderator. Great to have Randy in here. Great to have Colton in here. Everything y'all do to help me get through this. Everybody for being here. Man, I appreciate this. Please reach out and message us. If you are ever coming to Texas, love to have you come by and visit. If I'm ever headed to, like reached out earlier, If I'm ever headed to LA and you're there, you're at a conference or something, please make sure you come by and say hi. Love to see y'all. Love to hang out with y'all. Man, give you some swag. We carry stickers, magnets, wristbands, keychains, all kinds of stuff. So, Colton, if you will get the video fired up and ready to go, we will have a wonderful day. I hope y'all have a great weekend. I appreciate you being here. 10xing your business is what it's all about. Do whatever you have to do to grow it, make it better. Know what you're going to end up with. Know your exit plan, and figure or remember, you're growing this to sell. You're either growing it to sell or to give to a family member or something like that. But understand that in the beginning. How would you grow it? One of the most important things is build your customer list. Emails, texts, whatever it takes. So I'm going to eat a little bit of chicken. Thank y'all for being here today. I really do appreciate it. Colton, I will let you hit the video. And Crown XR, pretty good. For somebody who loves Jack, Crown was pretty good. I'm Roger Wakefield, Lead AP, helping you make more money in the trades.